I've been doing a lot of my favourite thing this week, which is antique shopping. And then when I got home, I realised I already have a few things I can show you. I've also been doing a little bit of secondhand appliance shopping. I know, you're in for a real treat, so exciting. But I thought I'd just sit down and show you some of the things that I picked up before I start the rest of the video and whatever goes at the end of this. So one of my favourite places to go for antiques in the UK is Leominster, because the prices are just so much more reasonable there. In Oxfordshire, they're a bit crazy, and there's been a few things I've been on the hunt for, such as a dining table, and because the space is so small, I've needed something that's either round and small or something that has leaves and can like fold up. So I eventually found one. Leominster itself is kind of one of those places that you feel like you're stepping back in time because everyone's super friendly. So I'd really recommend a trip to Leominster if you've never been before. There's also Ludlow, which is near Leominster, and that's lovely too, but it's a little bit more pricey. So the table I picked up is this really beautiful wooden, I'm not sure what type of wood it is, but it's a drop leaf table with sort of gable end legs, I think that's what you call it. And it wasn't exactly what I had on my vision, but I don't think my vision would ever be possible, because I also had criteria within that vision for it to be a very sturdy table, and a round table with a center pillar is never usually very stable. So I found this one and it's pretty perfect. It's got this really gorgeous wood grain on the top, and it's just in really good condition, and that was £170. Did my little haggling. Tip for if you're shopping antiques, they will sometimes do cheaper if you're paying in cash, or they will also, if you just go and say, is there anything we can do on the price with this? That line, that's my line. And usually they have a little bit of wiggle room. And if you're at markets, I would recommend walking away, and then sometimes they'll be like, oh, okay, I'll do you a deal. And then, but that doesn't always work. That was the main bit of furniture I picked up that day. And then I also went to a few other shops and got some little textiles bits and bobs. Where else did I go there? Oh, I went to, so there's the main area of antique shops in the centre, and then outside near the station there's a load of charity shops all in one row, and I picked up 2 bobbin stools and a load of Laura Ashley crockery. Do I need any more plates? No, but I can always sell them on if I don't need them. I'll show you the plates in a second, but this is in the way and I need to move it. So let me show you this. I picked this up when I went down to Lewis recently, and I'm going to use this as a bin. It's an old enamel bucket with a lid. It's quite hard to find them with the lids because I think they're just such a nice idea for a bin. They look pretty, and bins mainly look very ugly these days. I'm not going to lift this giant box off the ground right now because it's so heavy, but this is the Laura Ashley set that I found in a charity shop. It's the Susanna collection. There's so many plates in this box, and teacups. There's a teacup set, a little jug, it's a gravy boat. There's everything in there. And there might be some things in there that I just don't need, so I may end up selling them on my Vinted. So that's the crockery I picked up. They were actually the first thing I picked up that day, and I had to walk all the way back to the car park with them because me and Mum decided, we were like, let's start in the furthest away shop and work our way down. And of course, I found this huge box and I carried it all the way back to the car, and I used muscles that I didn't know existed in my body. From another antique shop, I picked up this little frame which has little things on it. I thought they looked like little dominoes. I don't know, I just thought it was quite sweet, and it wasn't too expensive, and frames are always useful. There's one shop in Leominster that does really good textiles, and these are all antique trims, and they are just so beautiful. You really just can't find trims like this anymore. They also tend to work out a lot cheaper than buying them new. And then this one, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I thought maybe I'll put it as like an insert in a skirt and then chop. How you like insert bits of lace, or maybe in a top I could put it going down and then chop that bit of fabric behind it so you've got this lace detailing. But how gorgeous is that? I also thought it could look cute on a curtain, like along the bottom of a curtain or in the middle of the curtain or something. I just thought it was beautiful, and so there's a good amount of length there. And then I got this whole massive reel of trim for £22, and it's this really, I think it's linen. It's this really lightweight, beautiful embroidered trim. This was the only fabric I picked up, and it's this checked pink and sort of yellowy beige fabric. I'm pretty sure this is vintage Laura Ashley. I have some in a fat quarter that came in like a packet with Laura Ashley fabrics, like when they do the bundles. But it might not be. But it was £9 for 3 meters, which is amazing. On my way back from Leominster, I stopped off to see my grandma, and she let me choose one of her old Windsor chairs that used to belong to my grandfather, who I never met because he died when my mum was very young. So I've now actually got an antique in my house that has a nice family meaning to it. I'm not sure where that's going to go, whether it's going to go downstairs or upstairs. I put it upstairs to just take out of the way of the painting mess downstairs, but it actually looks really nice in my bedroom, so I may end up just having it as like a little bedroom chair. On the topic of bins, I picked this one up recently from Zara Home. I do love a bit of Zara Home, so this is the bin that I picked up. It's so cute. It's a little compost bin, and the top's just got a really nice teeny tiny handle, and I love the little air vents around the top. I just loved the design. I thought it was so high-end looking, or like Matilda Goad-esque. It's got the little filter in it to keep out the smells. And then, as I mentioned, I've been picking up appliances secondhand, which could horrendously backfire on me. I am very aware of that. But I love shopping secondhand, and I thought I needed a toaster and a food processor. I'll look on Vinted, and now Vinted do appliances and everything. I actually got this one on eBay. She's so beautiful. Look at my beautiful toaster. I've never seen such a pretty toaster. And it matches my stand mixer. So I thought that was meant to be. I love my KitchenAid stand mixer so much. When I first bought it, I was like, is this the most ridiculous purchase I've ever made? I think it was worth every penny. I just love it so much, use it all the time. So I thought, KitchenAid, you do actually make quite good stuff. So in that sense, I was looking for a food processor. I didn't think this one was going to be quite this big. But that's fine. Hopefully we've got space for it. But this is my food processor. The person literally hadn't used it at all. It does work. I tested it out. The thing I like most about it is that you can store all of the blades inside, so you don't have loads of bits hanging around. It's also got this top, which sits on like that, if you want to store it on top of the other lid. So that will sort all my chopping needs. So those are all of my new old purchases. So I'm going to carry on, and you can see what I've been doing at the house this week. The first job for this week was to sort out the window at the front a little bit, because the wood filler had hardened and the scaffolding was down, so now I could actually work on the front of the window. I say I, Josh helped me. So I sanded it all down, ready to paint. A lot of you were worried that I didn't let Josh eat in my last video. Here's a visual of me making him lunch, so don't worry, he does eat. And then we went and took all of the hardware off the windows so that I could take the paint off, because they'd just been painted over the years. And I could see why when I tried to put them back on, because that was not fun. So we primed most of the window. I couldn't paint the outside of the window because I had put new putty in the window frame, and the putty takes so long to harden, so I just have to wait for that until I can paint the front. after we'd primed it, I just went back and painted it in white satin. I did 2 coats of that. And then I took the hardware home to boil up in an old pan to try and get the paint off. Most of it came off that way, but I did end up having to use a bit of paint stripper. And then I took the hardware back, put it on the windows, and that is the inside of the window done.
So what are we going to do? What do we need to do?
Wait, no, I look really ill.
You don't look ill, no more than usual. What are we going to do and why are we going to do it?
Okay.
What's wrong with the kitchen at the moment and what do we need to change?
Yeah.
And what are we stuck on?
Okay.
I mean, if you ever feeling bad about yourself, you can just look at your Instagram comment section and you've got about 1 million random men from across the globe trying to marry you.
Oh, I need to take a picture of the cabinets.
Where's your phone?
Because we're going to change the colour. And today we're going to be taking them off.
Priming.
Probably
the handles off.
Probably not prime today. I don't know if we'll have time to do that.
I don't know. We're going to get the handles off and fill the holes that they're in.
Yeah, we're going to change these handles to be some nice little round ones, I think. I was going to get rid of this one, but I think I'll just leave it there. Because the grand plan was to get rid of that and build in storage all the way up there, but it's probably not.
It's going to make that like the small...
No, it would. Like... The cabinet would come up to there.
Oh, so it'd be like. Really
it would be like
shallow.
a really shallow cabinet. Oh. But then you'd have floor to ceiling cabinet.
You could still do that under this.
Oh, I'm going to number all of the cabinets. Should I bother or not?
Well,
those are
all the same.
I don't know if they are. That one might be slimmer than that.
It's worth numbering them.
Yeah.
It won't do any harm.
Are we painting the back of them?
Unless you want the grey as well. You don't want the grey?
I don't know.
I'd say probably paint the back.
Paint both sides. I've got to find a pen. I think there's one in this entire... Oh.
I've got a bunch of pens and pencils in my tool bag if you want.
That would be useful.
Yeah?
Yes, please.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Where?
Pocket at the side with a zip on it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, a Sharpie.
Ooh, a Sharpie.
That'd be great. Might be easier with an electric screwdriver to take all these off.
Yeah.
Got mine.
I like how you call it an electric screwdriver.
What else do you call it?
Drill.
Drill.
My electric screwdriver.
Well, it is a drill and an electric screwdriver.
Yeah, you know, you're not entirely wrong.
I never am.
Huh? Oh, you've got tiles under here. You've got tiles under here.
What?
They're actually quite nice.
It's got all that same stuff on it.
No, it's
different stuff. That's just going to be a total nightmare to cover, isn't it?
Yeah, but imagine the tiles.
Is that really worth it though?
What, for tiles? If you're really happy with the laminate flooring.
We found more tiles under the baseboard. But it's really covered with stuff. But it's covered with this sandy stuff, kind of similar to what the porch was covered in, but I just don't know how easy that would be to take up.
It's the same tiles as these
I
here,
also
though.
wonder if the tile just stops over here, because that probably would have been built in.
You think? Well,
previously. I think it's going to be so much easier just to leave this.
Oh yeah, of course it'd be easier just to leave it.
But it's cool that there are tiles there. It's just they did that to it. Why? After we'd taken all of the cabinet doors off, we tidied up the living room a bit, which had become a little bit of a dumping ground. So we sorted that out, and then we took the kitchen doors outside to fill all of the holes where the old handles were with wood filler. And that's as far as we got with the kitchen cabinets, because I had to order a load of paints and primers. So we decided to move on to the next task, which was the back courtyard. And the back courtyard had about 9 inches of gravel on top of it. It was a mixture of gravel and earth, and I had decided that I wanted to put a very tiny shed in this back corner so that I can put my hoover and cleaning supplies in it. So we decided to make a little raised up bit here in case the back courtyard flooded, then the shed wouldn't flood. So we used some of these nice old pavers that were in the front garden, and we created like a retaining wall with mortar just to secure those in. And I really liked how it looked in the end. You have to let the mortar set for 24 hours. So once that had set, I went back with my dad and we raised up this bit and put paving slabs on. This was me trying to decide what design to do with the paving slabs. I didn't want to buy any new materials for this courtyard project, so I just used the pavers from the front that I could pick up. These were the only ones that weren't concreted in. And then I had many a paving slab in my allotment, so I used some from there, and we only had to cut 2 small ones to fit down the side. So we filled most of it up with gravel, and then we used sharp sand to put the bricks on top of and the paving slabs. This was such a satisfying job. I am really into laying paving slabs now. But I tell you what was not fun, this next bit where we shifted the entire load of gravel that was in the rest of the courtyard. I found this old sieve in the outhouse, and we used it to get most of the earth out of the gravel and keep the big bits of gravel to, I don't know, do something with. My outhouse is now full of gravel. Then we just put the earth in the front garden. But this took a good long time to get rid of all of the gravel, and I didn't know that there were paving slabs underneath the gravels. So this was another win. I was going to put paving slabs down here, and I don't have to. The only one that needed some attention was this one that had been weirdly raised up. So we just lifted that up and dug it back down to be level with the other ones. Sorry. We started adding a bit of mortar to the big gap, but we ran out, so that's going to have to be saved till next week. I hope you guys have enjoyed the little updates from this week, and I will see you in my next video.